Hello, it's Vlogmas Day 3, and today I'm going to tell you about what happened to Hopi. So, I didn't really know that anything was going wrong. I mean, Hope chases his tail sometimes, and I kind of assumed that's because he has this really fluffy, nice tail, and it tickles his back sometimes, and he's a bit of a nut. So I thought that's why he was chasing. But, then, he was probably scooting before this happened, but the first thing I noticed, it was on a Sunday, and I noticed this little lump on his butt, like right next to his butthole, and I was like, that doesn't look good. And so when he was scooting that day, I noticed, and I was like, it's probably related to the lump on his butt. So, I've got a friend who's a vet, and I just sent her a quick message like, hey, and I also did a little bit of research online as well, and, yeah, she said it's probably his anal gland, and, you know, like, maybe you need to take him to the vet to get it expressed, which means, like, squeeze out the goop. Ooh, and apparently it smells really bad. Or, like, you know, it might just solve itself, like, when he poops, it might express itself, in which case you could give him a little bit of Metamucil, just to help with his digestive. Like, if his poo's a bit soggy, it's not going to give enough force to those anal glands to express the stuff. So, yeah, I tried that and mixed a little bit in. He's only a little dog, so I didn't give him too much. Metamucil's really good. It helps keep me regular. Ooh, too much information? I don't know. Anyway, so that day, like, he was uncomfortable, but from my research online and talking to my vet friend, it didn't seem like it was too much of a, you know, urgent kind of thing. But, one of the problems is, like, I was talking to my vet friend through text, so obviously she couldn't see it, and I also don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. So, yeah, the next day, Hope was kind of upset, and, you know, like, really trying to lick the area, and he was distressed. He was giving me signals that he was distressed, and so when I had a look at his butt, that little lump had burst. And when I was looking up online after that, I came across a thing saying, so he's probably got an anal gland abscess, and so his little anal sac, his, you know, like, but the funny thing about this article is that this vet who was writing it was saying, like, yeah, I quite often get people rushing in their dogs in a panic because they think their dog has grown a second butthole. And I gotta say, it kind of does look like that. Hope was kind of lucky because his didn't look heaps mucusy or anything. It kind of just popped. There was a bit of, you know, his backside was kind of wet looking, but it didn't smell bad, and I don't know where it happened, so God knows there's a surprise in our house somewhere, or hopefully he did it in the back garden, in which case it would have been washed away, but yeah, I don't know. I just noticed his butt sort of area was kind of wet looking, and then there's this hole in his butt next to his butthole. So, yeah, I rushed him to the vet, and the vet basically confirmed what I had learned online. But I will draw you a diagram of what essentially happened. And I haven't drawn a diagram on camera, so give me a little leeway if I fuck this up. But so, okay, let's say this here is Hopi's little butthole. Okay, so with dogs and also cats, but this is mostly a dog problem, and apparently it's mostly a small dog problem. Even though I've had a small dog before, I've never dealt with this before. But anyway, so here's this little butthole. With dogs and some cats, like, so here you have these little anal sac glands at the 4 and 8 o'clock kind of positions. And they have these little, like, I suppose I could have drawn this bigger. They have these little, like, tubes that go up to the butthole, so that, well, the purpose of the anal sac is for, like, scent. They're like scent glands, okay? So when the dog poops, it gets, like, squirted with a little bit of scent so that it smells. And I really should have drawn this bigger, but hey, it's awkward. So the purpose of those glands is to sense the poo so that when the dog poos, all the other dogs know, that's Hope's poo. Okay, but the problem is apparently sometimes these little tubes get blocked. Okay, so then the fluid can't get out and it builds up and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then eventually it pops pops and so that's how Hope ended up with what looked like a second butthole. And yeah, when I talked to the vet said actually it's a lot bigger than it looks. Like, to me it only looked like at most like a 1 centimeter lump, but she's like, no, it's a 2 centimeter lump under there for sure. Like, it's bigger than it looks. So she shaved his butt, and Hope is really nervous outside of the house. He loves the idea of going for a walk, but once he's out, he's like, oh no, everything's scary. So of course when he goes to the vet, he's like, I don't want to be here, I want to go home. So when the vet's looking at him, he's just in my arms looking that way with his butt to the vet, and because he's like, there's the door, I want to go to the door. So I was just holding him, and he was really good while the vet was shaving his butt. And then once it's shaved, she lubed it up, and I think gave put a little bit of, maybe put a bit of painkiller on it, I don't know. But yeah, and then tried to she's had to stick her finger inside his bum a little to try and express it, because yeah, even though it had popped, she wanted to make sure that all the fluid was out, and that's why she was trying to do that. But and then she was also trying to express the other side, just to make sure that both were okay after this. But Hope was in a fair bit of pain on that side, and a little bit nervous. So they had to take him around the back and get a nurse to help to try and express that. And apparently it was a little bit too swollen at the time, so they couldn't really do it properly. And then they also just cleaned the whole wound because you don't want to get it infected. So it was a little bit of an ordeal for Hope. And then yeah, she was explaining the thing to me with a diagram that was probably better than mine. And then, so in terms of treating him, what we had to do is give him some antibiotics and some painkillers, and also a butt bath, just so that the whole area is clean. And I will cut in some footage of because this happened before I went on the cruise, right? So yeah, on the Monday, and then we left on the Friday. So on the Monday I took him to the vet, and then I had to take him back on the Friday so that they could try and express anything else there once the swelling had gone down, and just check that everything's going right. Yeah, so I took him on the Friday morning, and then Friday lunchtime I was gone on this cruise. So I made this video to tell my brother Dave, who was staying home, how to look after Hopi, and I will cut in some footage here. So he only needs the white one in the morning, and that's the one that you have to give him with food. The pink one he needs twice a day. So Hopi, have a little bit of a treat. Now, Hopi, I need you to open your gob. You eat that? Yeah? Alright. Open your gob. All the way back. Swallow. Yeah? Did you swallow? Good boy. Yeah. There you go. Show me. Okay, we'll show that off. Okay, show me your bum. Gotta press it. Getting better. Here we go. Oh boy. Hang on. We need to dry you off. Right, show me show me your bum. I'm gonna pat this first. Pat. Something alright. Alright, I gotta try the rest of you, Goose. I gotta try the rest of you, huh? I think that's good enough? Good boy. Alright. Yeah, I'll get you a treat. Hang on. There you go. And yeah, he did a really good job with it. Hope's butt has healed over really nicely. And when I got back, so Dave's dog Marley, the Labrador, was after I came back from this cruise, I was really tired, so I had a nap. And then when I got up, I don't know what I was doing, but when I got up, Dave's dog hopped in my bed so that I couldn't go back to bed. And so I sent a photo to him, and he sent me a message back saying, oh, I have some stories to tell you about Hope. And my instant reaction is, oh no, Hope was naughty for him while I was away. But actually what happened is Dave started giving Hope the treats that he bought for Marley instead of the treats that I bought for Hope. And Hope was like, ooh, I really like these treats. So when Dave was giving Hope the antibiotics, Hope took him straight away. He even apparently got up in the position, like in the spot where they were doing it, to be like, yes, I would like my pills now, and then a treat. He was like all set, ready for Dave to do that. And then even more impressive is in terms of washing his butt, it got to a point where like Hope was happily coming up, and then Dave was getting ready for his own shower instead of Hopi's shower, and Hope comes along and jumps into the bathtub being like, I am ready. I just didn't expect this because Hope's so nervous sometimes. I did not expect him to volunteer for a bath. And so, of course, when I got back and I still had to wash his butt for a few days while the rest of it healed, it was almost all healed, but I did a few extra days anyway. Yeah, I had one day where I just got like the little pink towel that I used to dry him with. I got that out and only got half the things out that I needed to, and Hope jumped in the bathtub, and I was just like, what? So my brother accidentally trained Hope to be okay with having a bath and like to even volunteer for it. It was just amazing, incredible. But Dave's a teacher, so I guess his teaching skills are working for my dog too. Anyway, so Hope's now fine, as you could see yesterday. Sorry to show you his bum. Yeah, sorry about butthole. And no, I didn't take pictures or anything of what it looked like beforehand because it was gross and I don't need to remember that. You can go on the internet and find things. I think if you look up anal gland abscess, I'm sure you'll be able to find a picture if you're really curious, but Anyway, so, 10 minutes, yeah, I should really stop now because, like, I'm rushing. Once I cut in that footage, it's going to go longer than 10 minutes. But no, let's cut the video before I get carried away because, yeah, I sort of am rushing to finish this video before Mikey gets home and people start filling the house again because I wasted time earlier today looking up and also commenting with people about a climate change feminist tangent, which is all your fault, paper vampire. Yeah, and trying to look up articles because someone said, just no, let's stop now, because, yeah, YouTube used to be 11 minutes. Oh, yeah, we're over it. Okay, so, like, I was trying to fit this under 10 minutes, but actually when I think about it, back in the day, YouTube would let you go over up to 11 minutes. Yeah, so I guess I can cheat a little bit. If 10 minutes is my goal, I can go up to 11 minutes. But yeah, I realize when cutting this in, this is going to go longer anyway. So fuck it for today, but this is a better job than I did yesterday, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one. It seems as though